Peter Mitchel, better known as Shiloh or Garnet, of Tuapito Castries, passed away at the Victoria Hospital on Friday, July 27, 2012, at 7:05 a.m. He was 71 years old. He was a former employee of Customs and Excise. Left to mourn his wife, Celestine Mitchel, better known as Celine of New York. 13 children: Maxine Sonny, who resides in Barbados; Petra Hippolyte in New York; Claudia Alexander in Orlando, Florida; Barbie Alexander in Orlando, Florida; Nixon Justin in Tuapito Castries; Tyron Alexander in Orlando, Florida; Jan Michel in New Jersey, USA; Nissa Michel in Pennsylvania, USA; Aaron Michel in Tuapito Castries; Nedgar Alexander in Martinique; Shanna Michelle Paul in Pennsylvania, USA; Naomi Marshall of Kako, Babonneau; Ebony Marshall of Kako, Babonneau. Brothers and sisters: Ronald Michel, also known as Evans in Rodney Bay; Barbara Jervis in New York; Margarita Marvin in Martinique; Albertha Martin in Dennery. Adopted daughter: Aurelia Leonti, proprietress of Aurelia Hair Salon of Redwi. Grandkids: Shane Sonny in Barbados; Diana Hippolyte in New York; Ricky Neal in New York; Clem Hippolyte in New York; Chad Alexander in Forestiere, Babonneau; Cassandra Diaby in New York; Junior Auguste in Orlando, Florida; Stephanie Thompson in Orlando, Florida; Ariel Alexander in Orlando, Florida; Tayshawn Alexander in Orlando, Florida; Nikisha in Bocage; Lilly in Bocage; Kendra Michelle in Pennsylvania; Ayana Louis in New York; Akenya Michel in New York; Amania Michel in Tuapito; Aaron Jr. Michel in Tuapito; Ashornel Michel in Tuapito; Lily Alexander in Martinique. Great-grandkids: Khadija Diaby in New York; Randy in Orlando, Florida. Many nieces and nephews including Marie Dantes, also known as Veronica in New York; Larry, Diane, Leslie, and Babsy in London; Eden, Marcelin, Dean, and Gideon in Lacaille; Leslie in Switzerland; Janine in Canada; Johnny family in Bexar and New York; Jervis family in New York; Popo family in London, Canada, New York, and St. Lucia. In-laws: Eureka Lionel and family in Kako, Babonneau; a gaffer who works at Cosmopolitan Bar; Jacinta Janvier and family in Martinique and St. Lucia; Winston Janvier and family in Tuapito; Francis Jervis in New York; sons and daughters-in-law: Snoop in Barbados; Thompson, employed with Texaco; Verlin in Tuapito; Vanessa Ford in New Jersey, USA; Avery Paul in New York; Pebbles Michel in New York, Kent. Cousins: the Popo family. Lots of close friends including Helen Dupree in Tuapito; Elvis of Forestiere; John in New York; Titus in Marshall; Priscilla Joseph and the Estefan family in New York. The funeral service of the late Peter Michel, better known as Shiloh or Garnet, will be held at the Most Pure Heart of Mary RC Church in Bexar on Friday, August 10, 2012 at 3 p.m. Then the body will be laid to rest at the Bexar Cemetery. Transportation will be leaving by Hobby at 2:30 p.m. and also Tuapito at 2:30 p.m. to transport persons to and from the funeral service. The body now lies at the Rambali's Funeral Parlor on Calvary Road, Castries.